Hey there, neighbor. Welcome back to the Neighbors Pod. We are your hosts. This is Janina.
Julia.
I'm Haley.
Actually, before we get started, I'm going to shout out our anonymous form that we have linked in our Instagram bio. Isn't it our TikTok bio too?
We don't have enough followers to get a link in our TikTok bio, so not yet.
Okay, so everyone go follow us on TikTok also. Thank you.
At the Neighbors Pod.
Yes. And we'll plug the Instagram too. It's also at the Neighbors Pod.
Neighbors.pod.
Neighbors.pod. And so in our Instagram bio, go and click on the submission form link and send us anything. We love to react. We love stories, questions. You need advice, anything. Let us know. So without further ado, today's topic is parasocial relationships. Exciting.
So exciting.
I definitely could probably have a lot to say about this. We're going to kick this episode off with the definition. A parasocial relationship is defined as being one-sided relationships where one person extends emotional energy, interest, and time, and the other party, the persona, is completely unaware of the other's existence. Parasocial relationships are most common with celebrities, organizations such as sports teams, or television stars. Are they not celebrities? What? I feel like they said celebrity twice back in. Honestly, they said celebrity in 3 different ways because sports teams could also just be celebrities. Anyways, that's besides the point. I'm going to throw it over to Haley now because she's got...
Us in general, we grew up on the internet. We
Yes.
pretty much were raised by YouTubers, so we have a very strong connection in our parasocial relationships. But
Literally.
Because have you seen where they were saying since we grew up watching Hannah Montana that we saw like another girl our age being famous, and that's why so many people in our generation want to be famous?
No.
You never seen that?
That makes so much sense, though.
And that kind of makes me think about the parasocial relationships.
Wait, explain that again.
Like Miley Hannah.
Yeah.
Like she's living a double life. She's famous, literally
She's
a pop star.
Girl.
Yeah.
And she's also an ordinary girl.
And like I saw
I
it,
love this
Julia, your
singing.
turn.
and they were just
Do it. Can I call you Rose? Sorry.
Can I call you Rose?
There you go. So she lives a double life, and because of that, she's a parasocial relationship?
They were just saying that's like the first show where you're seeing someone your age literally growing up before your eyes, becoming super famous in real life too. It's like not in just the show.
Okay.
She's famous.
I see it.
And
see it now.
that
What
because
you're
we
saying.
all saw that, it's like we want to do that as well, and that's why everyone like wants to be famous. I mean,
Maybe subconsciously.
Yeah.
I'd buy it.
Interesting theory.
Since we all grew up on the internet,
Yes.
we all, though, have, like, our own unique people that I feel like connected to us in a different way. Like, I know your notes for this. They were completely different than people that I have written down.
I can just, like, list them off. Like,
They're ingrained in our memory because that was our childhood.
They're burned
We
into my
weren't
memory.
iPad kids, but we were YouTube kids.
Yeah, we were hang out in Haley's room and watch Bethany
On
Moda.
my dad's iPad.
Uh-huh. And Amanda Steele.
Oh.
So, the very first person I wrote down was... I'm going to give you a second to guess it in the comments right now. Harry Styles. Nonetheless, Harry Styles, I've been obsessed with him in One Direction since I was in 8th grade. And that was like literally like right after X Factor finished. And I knew about them before because my 2 friends... Okay, that's a tangent. No, I'm not going to go on that. I don't have to prove that I'm an OG fan. Parasocial relationships. Okay, so when the documentary came out, the very first One Direction documentary, and Harry Styles was crying, you best believe that I had a box of tissues right next to me, and I was sobbing my heart out too. Because if Harry cries, I cry. Okay? That was the motto. It still is kind of the motto. Like, it's sad to say that is really my life and my thought process, but it is. Okay? I'm admitting that for the internet. Do with that what you will. I love Harry Styles.
Okay, while you're on men, can we just talk about the effect that celebrity crushes had on us? And that's a parasocial relationship in itself.
Oh.
I'm talking about MagCon, Bieber Fever, because Harry
Bieber
Styles.
Fever!
And, like, the Dolan twins, even. Like, all of
I
these
miss
relationships were so incredibly one-sided.
That's crazy, the fact that you mentioned the Dolan twins, and my instant reaction was, I miss them, because they're not on social media anymore. Talk about parasocial relationships. Joel and twins, we
They're
miss
from
you.
Jersey too.
I know.
You saying MagCon just brings me back to, like, I used to make edits of them on Vine. It's like, what am I...
That's a connection. You're putting a lot of energy into that relationship.
Wasn't Shawn Mendes a Macon boy?
Yeah.
Now look at him. Oh, he was the best thing that ever happened to us from the Vine app, and I'll die on that hill. Okay?
I
Separate
like
tangent.
Nasheer.
Oh, yeah.
But he's not like
He's
he's not like a
family.
celebrity.
Okay, I don't know. He kind of is. He's like the original influencer.
Yeah.
The Vine Boys were the original, and like
They were the boy influencers.
yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so speaking of Vine in that era, and it'll tie into the episode too, Gabe Conti and his
Oh,
wife,
yeah.
Jess Conti, I remember Haley and I were big fans of them back in the day. I don't know.
I still watch their vlogs sometimes.
I watch it every now and again, but I remember, like, we sat down and we watched their wedding video together because we were like, oh my god, like, we're so happy for them.
Yeah.
And then, well, okay, spoiler alert, they just announced that they're having a second baby, and I got the notification on my phone. I haven't watched a vlog from them in, like, a month now, I'll say.
Yeah, I'm not.
But I saw that notification come through, and I was like, oh my god, that's so exciting for them! Like, yay! I've never met these people before in my
it's kind
life.
of
They have no
crazy.
idea I exist, and I'm so happy that they're gonna have a second baby. Like, this is wild. But that's how, like, I feel like they're my friend in a way, because every time I hear the sound by 1975, they had, like, this thing that, like, Gabe would, like, or they would do it to each other. They would, like, beat each other's heartbeat for the song, like, with their hand, like, beat
Aw.
each other like that. And so every time I listen to that song, I think of them now, too. Like, they have no business living in my head that rent-free.
No, yeah, I also think about the Ace Family whenever I hear that.
Oh my
their
God.
old intro song. Talk about
Okay,
Back when they
sorry.
The first thing that came to mind with that is when Zayn was on Call Her Daddy over the summer. Because I don't even typically listen to her, but as soon as I heard Zayn was on there, I was like, oh my god, like, I know him. Like,
Yeah.
I was like,
That's my
This
friend.
my friend.
I already know what he's gonna say, so I just have to support that.
I
But-
will play that episode back specifically just because, like, I want to. Like, Zayn is so MIA and so private that that's, like, the only insight that we have into him. I'm like, please,
You know when he
talk
said,
to me, Zayn.
He was like, my dog. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
He was talking about his daughter, but his accent was like, my dog.
I like his accent, though.
Everyone was roasting him on Twitter. My family was sending me screenshots of that because I'm not really on Twitter, but
You know what the crazy part is? Is he took his daughter to American Dream, and he mentioned that in the episode, and I was like, are you telling me that I could have just drove 20 minutes on any random day and Zayn Malik could have been at
This
that
feels
mall?
like a tangent, Janina.
this
Sorry.
is the
Sorry, just cut
this
this
is
out.
why we can't support parasocial relations. Because why are we running up on Zayn Malik at the
No,
American
so
Dream Mall?
true. Like, crazy behavior.
I waited like 8 hours to see Bethany Mota. Didn't even see her.
Oh,
Didn't even
no.
see her. And I made my mom wait that long. She's probably like, who is this girl?
No, yeah.
Okay.
Out of all, like, the medias that are out there and, like, the different kind of outlets you can have a parasocial relationship, my strongest connections, I feel, are to YouTubers.
Mhm.
Instead of, like, TikTokers or Viners or TV actors or,
Hmm.
like, even athletes. I know boys go crazy for these athletes and, like, follow their journeys. That's me with my YouTubers.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of the same though. Like you keep up the vlogs.
I'll
Forget
say
about athletes.
hard agree, because the only celebrity that I wrote down for parasocial relationship was Harry. The other three on the list are YouTubers, and everyone else that I would freehand and mention are also YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about it. Emma Chamberlain. Shout out to our girl.
She's on my list.
Mm-hmm. I
Not
had a
neutral.
feeling she was,
Not a shocker.
but I feel like you definitely put me on to Emma Chamberlain because you were one of her OGs. Like, love that for you. And I just, like, now that she's not posting her vlogs up on YouTube anymore, it feels like she's missing from the internet.
Yes.
And I know she did that interview with those two other guys. I'm
Mhm.
blanking on their names right now. You best believe I watched that whole 3-hour interview. Come on
Same.
now.
Oh, I saw
It was my
clips
Emma
of
fix that I've been dying for. And she talks about this. So go check that out. Not us plugging Emma
Colin and
Chamberlain.
Samir.
Yes, there we go.
It's called An Honest Conversation with Emma Chamberlain. It's
How
very
long?
good.
2 hours?
2
It's-
hours and 49 minutes.
Yeah.
But no, it's really good. I mean,
it's
I
so
played it
good.
like when I cleaned my room, like for days straight, and it was really good.
Okay.
I just love Emma. Emma, I was watching since she was like in private school, like vlogging and everything. So for that reason, I feel connected to her because like we grew up at the same time. We were experiencing high school at the same time. Kind of like how we talked about last week with friendships.
Mm.
Like, we were kind of growing and doing the same life moments. I was seeing her go through them as I was going through them, too.
Oh, yeah, because you guys are the same age, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's crazy.
When I started following her, I think she was already in LA, but still going back and forth to San Francisco to
Mhm.
visit her friends and family. But
And-
I genuinely miss her vlogs. Like,
She's
the way
best.
she talked to a camera was just like you were on FaceTime with a friend,
Mhm.
and she just honestly brought you into her life. Like, the amount of times that we were in the car with her because she was driving to get coffee, it's like, oh shit, I have to stop at this red light.
Yeah.
like, I'm in the car with you.
Yeah,
Like,
she's really talented at, like, being comfortable in front of the camera and, like, just talking as if you guys have known each other
forever.
forever.
Mm-hmm. And like it takes a special someone to also then post that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
think about how many clips I have filmed of myself just talking to the camera. I talk like no one's there. Like, it's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But to then edit and post that is
Yeah.
like scary.
And to edit it in a way that's unique but also relatable enough for people to, like, not only want to come back but also enjoy watching.
hmm And I like that in that video, she was like, yeah, my editing was just like how my brain worked. And back when I was doing Vlogmas for my 3 days,
Please.
I was editing that to like be my personality. Like, I had fun.
They
I
were
saw
fun.
I saw what she was coming from. I was like, oh, this is cool to like have a vision in your head of what you want this concept to be, and then you just make it happen and bring it to life.
Mhm.
Like, no one else is gonna think like you are and edit in that way. I mean, I guess her editing became such a thing that people started making tutorials, like how to edit like Emma
Copying. There
were so
Chamberlain
many
and
videos
copying
like
her.
her.
It's kind of sad, like a bit. I mean, it also speaks to how successful it
Yeah.
was.
If you're good at something, you're going to be copied.
Yeah.
But it sucks when it's something that you, like, creatively, uniquely came up with.
Mm-hmm.
Can't
Let's
It sounds
trademark
like your
that.
baby.
Yeah.
You can't.
Let's talk about when her coffee company launched, because tell me how, like, literally 2 weeks before she announced it, I was thinking to myself, like, she loves coffee so much. Like, why doesn't she just, like, release a line or, like, do a collaboration or something
Mhm.
with, like, Starbucks or Dunkin'? Like, Charlie did it with her
Yeah.
drink. Ariana
It's-
Grande did it with her drink. Like, I definitely could have seen her doing something like that, but maybe she technically wasn't big enough for them.
Yeah. It was
So
such
she
a
was like, let me
natural-
just do it myself.
It was such a natural extension, but I remember thinking that because she was obsessed with the Nut Pods creamer.
Mhm.
Like, her, like, the almond milk latte, like, that was her thing with the Nut Pods. So I thought she was going to first collab with them. So when she came out with her whole coffee line, I was like, oh, this is...
This
she was
is even better.
planning this for a long time, and that means it took, like, a lot of care.
Oh, yeah. Even now to this day, like, everything is so intentional about her
Yeah.
brand. I love it. It feels so authentic to her, and not that I've tried it yet, sadly.
It's so good. Her coffee,
Yeah.
so good.
But this is my sign to order it, okay? Love you, Emma.
Emma, sponsor us.
Oh, please.
We'll try it on the
I
next
love
episode.
you.
Emma, bring us on your podcast to be guests. How about that?
She fits on our couch.
Yeah. Boom. There we go.
Just throwing in with Emma, I also grew up with Hannah Maloche. She's a YouTuber. She also vlogs. Like, she did high school vlogs. She did bonfire vlogs. Like, literally, my life, my best friend says that I'm Hannah Maloche just in New Jersey.
Aw.
Like, we live the same life, pretty much.
I don't think I know who this is.
She's my favorite.
I don't know
She's
either.
one of my favorites. She's like a comfort YouTuber now because I feel as if we've grown up together.
Is she still
Mhm.
active?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aw. I love that. Julia, you mentioned some people. You haven't spilled the tea yet.
I feel like I wasn't very people specific when I was thinking about the relationships, but some of the things that came to mind was like fan fiction. And first of all, I still read some fanfics because they're still being written as we speak.
Some of them are so good too.
No, they
Like,
really
for
are.
example, look at After. That was a fan fiction.
Okay, well, when I look
I've
back on
never
After,
read
I'm
it.
not. I don't love it as much as I did.
But like back in like 2014, like that slapped.
There was, oh my gosh, there was a book that came out, but in my book club, they're all older than me, and they were talking about, ooh, this book, and it's about an older woman being attracted to like a 19-year-old. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? I just realized that book was originally a Harry Styles fan fiction. I was like, little did they know.
Oh my god!
They definitely don't realize. What is it?
Is
Do you
that
know
about Caroline Flack?
I don't know. What's the
basically?
name? What's the name?
I don't know.
Oh, it's based on a I don't know.
Well, Caroline Flack dated Harry Styles, but he was like 19 and she was like 30.
Maybe.
Again, tangent. So
But
sorry.
it's just like the fact that people are out here writing novels about celebrities as if it's them, especially the ones that are like your name, where you're like insert yourself in the story. That's a whole different level. And this just takes me back. There was times in my life where I was involved in like group chats with people, but like literal chats with fans, and they just all day are talking about hairstyles, keeping up what he's doing. I'm like, how do you have time for this? Or they'll get in arguments with people in comments. It just does not. That's the one side of parasocial relationships that I think it can be so toxic.
Fan clubs are like really weird and can definitely be toxic, because I remember Justin Bieber like, oh, you don't know his birthday? You don't know what hospital he was born at? Like, you're not a believer.
Yeah, you're not a real fan.
Yeah.
Like, there's levels to it. It's nice that there's a community and that you like find people with similar interests, but then when they take it to like the other level, it's like, okay, what are you doing during the day?
Yeah.
That you have time for this? Like, the girl whoever runs Harry's Florals, you guys know that account?
Yes.
It's literally posts like every second. Every concert, it's like live.
Well, there's also, I mean, I don't know, I feel like I'm more in the influencer realm than you guys are very hairy, but like this one girl I follow, Lexi Hidalgo, there's this account that will post her outfits and like links to everything that she gets like within the minutes of her posting something, and even Lexi's like, yeah, like this girl, she knows where everything's from, like just follow her. There's no
don't ask me.
Yeah.
The way that
imagine it was her. No, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Gabby DiMartino has someone that does that for her, and she'll like repost her stuff. I'm pretty sure Nikki also probably has someone. I just haven't seen that, to be honest. But
that's just a fan, right? Like, they're not employed to do that.
Yeah, no.
Like, these people are so...
And you have to know the person inside out to know where they're shopping from also.
Yeah.
To be able to get it up that quickly.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
And I think these things were a little more impressive, like, maybe 5 years ago, because now everything's like, oh, like, to know it, shop my Amazon storefront.
Yeah.
But, like, these people have been doing this for decades now.
It's a grind.
Yeah. It's, like, a serious thing, a serious understanding you have to have of someone.
Who's that girl that has the Instagram account where she keeps up with like celebrity scandals and who they're cited
Deuxmoi?
with? Yeah. Okay, so I guess it's a little different. Is she getting paid for that?
Probably.
She has the same thing. It's like
but
her Instagram story would be like dots because there's so many.
Yeah.
But does that count as a parasocial relationship?
I guess not.
I mean, she's talking about celebrities.
It's like
I guess, but she's not really connected to it. I know what you mean. Yeah, I don't know that one.
Because I will say this, like, now that we, like, touched on the fandom thing, I literally wrote down, I'm the definition of being the non-receiving side. I ran fan accounts. I was, like, writing I was doing all the things. You dissed One Direction? Baby girl!
Was violating you in the comments.
Come on now. So, I was definitely on the toxic side of that.
I've never had a fan account for anybody.
That's such a crazy concept to me.
I actually don't know if I do, but my Wattpad username to this day is Harry is Bay. And I still haven't changed it. That? There's like underscores.
People probably fight for that username if you ever leave.
Yeah, but there's underscores. So I feel like it kind of like makes it less impressive.
Nah, it's still good. I will say this: you're like, who does this? It's high school girls. Yeah. It is high school girls.
But it's
because the second I hit college, I did not have time to do that anymore.
But
maybe it was just
personally.
My major. Yeah. And, like, now that I'm working, I still don't have time for that. But, like, would I go back to doing just that? Absolutely. Oh, my God. I would do anything to have that account still. Because it definitely could have been, like, blown up by now.
Yeah, you
like,
could have made money.
Oh, could have. Could have, would have, should have.
We're basically free publicists.
Yeah, but also, I was one of those crazy people. Like, I was, like, refresh, not replay. Like, I had, like, 10 different tabs. Like, I was crazy.
Because streams out.
What was the music video we waited to watch in my living room?
Was it Best Song Ever?
Yeah.
It was definitely Best Song Ever.
And we were like, we have to
break the record.
And then get it open in another tab and play it again.
I remember, this is not even that long ago, I had posted, I was looking at my archives on Instagram, and it was something like, stream Harry's song, like, what am I doing? I'm freely promoting this man who doesn't need it whatsoever.
Need any promotion.
It's like,
literally.
One of the notes I had was when you would like shave your entire body before going to a concert.
Literally,
just in case you get pulled backstage.
Literally though, literally
it's like 13. Wait, have you seen it's like me who did that, and it's a picture of them at the concert, and like 13 wearing a British flag Delia's t-shirt and like acid washed high waisted shorts.
And now,
then
when I go to a concert now, I'm like dressed to the yards. I'm like, woo, fashion, baby. But okay, let's talk about that. Like, when I saw him front row.
How is this a
The
Harry
amount-
Styles episode?
Oh, sorry. It's because that's like our shared parasocial relationship. But I got dressed up. It was like a date night. I was like, what if he sees me and falls in love? It didn't happen.
I did think I'd
Yeah.
be the one less lonely girl.
Right?
It didn't happen.
Should have been
Because
you.
it's like, oh, that's their chance to know you exist. And like,
Yeah.
what happens next?
Mm-hmm.
But that never happened,
So do
so
you
they
think
don't know.
that we had that energy because of Hannah Montana?
No.
I kind of feel like that. Kind of like everything. Camp Rock,
Yeah.
Hannah Montana, all of these movies. It's like that line crossing. Starstruck. That
Yeah.
movie.
And the other one. What's the other one with
Maybe.
the rapper,
No.
the church girl?
Oh, Let It Shine.
Let It Shine.
Let
Oh.
It Shine. These movies
Come on,
made us who
guys.
we are.
Maybe there's a little bit of social programming going on for our generation.
Absolutely.
Do they want us? Oh my god. Remember when Emma was talking about micro celebrities? Like, maybe that's what they're pushing for. And we're
Yeah.
all just going to become our own micro celebrity. Because that's all we know how to do.
Oh
Because
my
that's all
God.
we've seen.
I just saw a TikTok and it was saying, this is slightly unrelated to parasocial, but it was like, oh my god, our great grandchildren are going to look back on videos of us and it's going to be super clear images of us dancing or whatever. And then somebody duetted it and said, oh, actually that won't happen because none of it will
lose it.
exist. And then it said how, for example, right now you try to look back at a Vine that you saw years ago and you cannot find it because there's just so much out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they compared it to.
That's
Kind of blew
horrifying.
my mind.
I also think, like, I don't know, in all those movies, they show, like, it's like a little thing that you put on. It's like a projection. Like, what if we're just working towards that? And, like,
Yeah.
one day, like, all of our videos will be switched over to, like, things like that. So
Like,
you
I
can
hope so,
kind of,
but
like,
who's doing the switch over?
I would.
Janina. Have you switched over your photos?
Yes.
All
Who's
of them.
switching over?
It's a work in
Wait,
progress.
I thought you meant to like who's switching over, like who's doing like the job of
I have like 20,000 photos to go through. It's not going to happen overnight.
Wait, but one of the comments was saying, "Oh, gotta start scrapbooking," and I was thinking of you guys. So
Aw.
that's
See,
good.
the thing is, now I'm obsessed with video. So you can't scrapbook a video.
SD card.
No.
Then what if that becomes...
No.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
all going to become obsolete one day, though. It's just a matter of, if you want to hold on to it, you're going to have to transfer it to the
Yeah,
different
you have
technology
to
type.
actively transfer it as the technologies are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that sucks.
That's why I'm trying to get a hold of all my data now.
I hope YouTube is around forever.
Me too.
Because I started uploading, like, just private videos of memories I want to have, because that's the easiest place to store them.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Anyways,
Anyways.
parasocial relationships. So, in my mind, there's two types of YouTubers that I watch. My lifestyle girlies and my beauty people. The lifestyle girlies include people like Nikki and Gabby, Alicia Marie, Aspen Ovard, Meg. Oh, love Meg. I don't think she's on YouTube anymore, but she's on
I've
TikTok.
only seen her on TikTok lately.
Oh my god. I love her TikToks. And she follows me back for some reason. Yes. Oh my god, I'm blessed.
On TikTok?
Yes, because she posted something for friends only.
You see
And
the
I was
guttural
so
reaction
honored.
I had?
I was so honored. I
Wait,
was like, oh my god.
Which Meg is this?
That's
'Cause
literally
I'm
just her
thinking
name.
Megan
Meg.
Rinks.
no. I also loved Megan Batoon.
It's just Meg. She's like from Germany.
Oh,
I love her.
Can I interject and say, during my internship, I met some influencers, and my best friend that met them with me, she was like, Haley, I've never seen someone react like this for an influencer. I was like, you don't understand. Your celebrities are my influencers. Like, she loved Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
this is
love-
Ariana Grande walking in the room for me, because
Uh-huh.
this is the media I consume. I don't really, like, follow celebrities in that way, but, like, YouTubers, that's, like,
that's
that's
crazy.
my thing.
I agree. Because I like celebrities for what they do. Like, I like Ariana Grande's music. I don't know, like, everything about her to say I love her as a person. I love her
Yeah.
music. I can argue that about Camila
Yeah,
Cabello, because I do know her a lot as a person.
You were there from the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I would spam her trying to get her to follow me. Okay, let's talk about that. Literally, one-sided relationship. I would literally spam her trying to get her to see my messages. Like, literally saying the same thing up to 150 times.
Oh my god,
Just
Gina.
copy and paste, and change the number.
Can I
Because also, imagine if she responded to the 150 one. I wanted her to know that it took me
You
150
weren't
tries to get
embarrassed?
your attention. Absolutely not. This is also why I got bullied on Twitter in high school. I'm not kidding you. It was a
Did you
thing that
see
happened.
The guy that pulled up on Drew Barrymore's talk show with
Oh, I
Billie,
did see
or no,
that.
not with Billie
Yeah,
Eilish.
Billie,
The
was
other
it Billie
girl.
Eilish or
Gossip Girl.
No.
No.
Mean Girls.
Mean Girls. What's her?
Who from Mean Girls?
What's her name?
Regina George.
From College Lives of Sex.
Yeah.
Too.
Renee Rapp.
Renee Rapp.
And anyway, this guy like is apparently always stalking people. Like people like that. Remember that girl that used to stalk? And
Yes.
She had the round
She had
my
pictures
God.
with everybody.
Everyone.
What was
I
her
know
name?
you're talking
Was
about.
it Sarah or
Paparazzi.
something?
Yeah. It was that.
Yeah.
Sarah.
And there's another
Yeah,
one
Stalker
that starts
Sarah.
with a B, that she's like another big stalker.
Like, how do they do this? How do they have the time?
But
The way
she,
that I was so jealous of them.
Me too.
It was like, especially in New York, I was like,
I
I could just take the bus and find out where these people are and meet them.
Because didn't someone get a restraining order on her?
Probably.
I was free my sis. Like, cut those
I was
ties.
gonna say, when you're talking about DMing Camila Cabello, in 5th grade on Kik, it was like not confirmed because I don't believe that this really happened, but it was the username Justin Bieber. Like it was his.
Wait,
And
I
I'm pretty
feel like I
sure it was
remember this.
verified. I DM'd him. I said hey, and he said hi. But I had my iPad at school and I got so scared I deleted the message. But I don't know if it was the real account to this day. But like I know it was the Justin Bieber.
That's crazy. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
thinking,
How do we bring
that.
that up? How do we get back to that? No, I'm just saying, like, how can we find that? It has to be in the cloud somewhere.
You can't find it.
I don't know. Kick was pretty, like, once you delete it, it's
Kik
gone.
was gone. Yeah, there was no.
Kick was
It
not
wasn't
messing
backed
around.
up. There's no database.
Then my other set of YouTubers is my beauty people.
Hmm.
I first wrote down Gina and Nikki tutorials, and I will elaborate on these two only and just list off the others. Gina, I'm literally so obsessed with all her videos and just her as a person that my brother will ask her how she's ask me how she's doing.
Parasocial.
I'm not even
Yeah.
kidding you. And this has been a thing like since my senior year of high school. He'll be like, "Oh, like Gina," and I'm like, "Yeah, no, she's doing great. Like she just posted this last one, blah blah blah." And then the second one that I'll like give a little story about is Nikki Tutorials.
I used to love her videos.
Oh, I still love her. She's finally starting to come back on YouTube. And again, like I know she switched over to TikTok like when TikTok started to blow up because she's having fun and she was kind of like getting a little burnt out on YouTube. She had been doing it since she was 14, so like for 14 years, like almost half her life basically.
Yeah.
And I have been following her for a long time. Like some of my beauty people I've been following since like 2014, 2015. Oh my god, it's almost 10 years. Oh my god, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's also why I'm a big believer in 2016 makeup. It just brings me back to like
Oh,
this and
yeah.
like peak this because that's all I did and it was so much fun. Anyways, Nikki Tutorials, it was either her engagement video or her wedding video. My one friend from college and I both have such a parasocial relationship with her that when she like dropped her engagement video, we were like, we have to get together to watch this video together and like let's have champagne and like toast and cheers with her
Yeah.
to celebrate her engagement. Talk about parasocial relationships. She doesn't even know I exist and I'm out here doing like a little engagement party to celebrate that.
Celebration.
See, like, in
that
way,
just sounds so crazy. But
at
like
least it's like you're with your friends. You're still enjoying your time together, doing something.
Yeah, boys do that with basketball all the time.
Facts.
Yeah, okay.
We totally like when you mentioned athletes. Either one of you before, I always forget about that because men go crazy about sports.
Yeah, but Jen
Only
has-
we're crazy.
Also, I lied. So Nikki and Gabby is definitely the most parasocial relationship that I have in terms of like my YouTubers because they live in PA and like they're honestly not like super deep into PA. Like we could take a day trip and see them.
They don't feel like that removed from your real life.
No. And what's crazy is like, or not that it's crazy, but Gabby frequently mentions this coffee shop that she goes to, Crave. And it's not too far from, like, my boyfriend's parents' house. So whenever I'm over there, like, I do try to go. I ran into her. I'm wearing her sister's merch from, like, the weekend before because I was at her sister's performance, her first concert in New York City. Got to meet her there.
I remember meeting her.
But the way that... And she was like, oh my god, wait, like, you're wearing Nikki's shirt. Can I take a picture of you and send that to her? Like, that's so funny. I was like, yes, queen. That's back when she
At
was...
your service.
Yes. That's back when she was engaged too. So I went up to her then fiance, was talking to him like I knew him too. I also did that to him at Nikki's show because he was the one running the merch stand. I was like, oh, like, how's the house? Like, how's the pets? Like, but that must be like so weird for them to receive that.
Stranger knows my whole life.
Yes.
And, like, the layout of my house.
Like, I know it came with the territory of dating them and those people, but like, that's gotta be like a little bit of a mind fuck.
That is a crazy idea to think about.
And for Nikki, I wrote down that like I genuinely care for her mental well-being because her mental health has honestly been such a journey, and she's so open about that. Like ever since she started her vlog channel, like she always just talks about it, and she shares her ups and downs for the internet. Like just take a look at all the house stuff from the 1 year that she had the house. It was so much up and down. And the internet, like, kind of ripped her apart for that. But, like, houses aren't cheap. Her interest rate was 9%. Like,
I feel like they're always getting ripped apart.
Yeah.
I always see something.
But, like, I don't know. Like, how you said, like, to your people, like, you felt, like, related to them. Like, I feel like they're only, like, 2 or 3 years older than me. Like, they also feel like my older sisters in a way, but, like, also my friends. They keep it real. They do all the girl time talks. Gabby has been brutally honest about the challenges she had in her last relationship. From watching her vlogs from the whole time they were together, she's touched on how they had a miscarriage together, getting engaged together, breaking up, having to see him move out of her house with the animals that they shared together. Or I don't know if they were technically shared. I think that they were her animals, but like he still lived in the house with them. Like that was definitely
That's what's
hard.
rough about those, like, when your whole life is online and you have those changes.
Yeah. And like people that don't follow her like that don't even like know all this stuff, but me never missing a vlog that she uploads, like I know all this. And so then running into her, like I was like, oh my god, so like how's the wedding planning going? Can I see the ring? It was beautiful.
And did she respond like you were friends?
It was so nice too.
See,
and she said that
influencers are like, oh, if you see them on the street, say hi, but then in real life they're bitches.
No, we talked for like 20 minutes in the coffee shop that day.
That's nice.
After she talked to the barista, who's her friend, for like 10 minutes. And while she was doing that, I was just talking with her then. Fiance, she covered my drink, which was so nice. Because I had already paid for it too. And she was like, no, like don't do that. Like give her money back. I'm covering it. I was like, I love you.
Guys, if you ever see us, say hi. We're not anywhere near that, but if you're watching this or you're listening to this, this is kind of a parasocial relationship.
Kind of. We're starting one.
You keep up with us.
We're starting one. So yeah, I just had to talk about that. And the other beauty people that I like, even through the cancellations, at least their content, okay? Jeffree Star, Manny MUA, Laura Lee, James Charles.
I used to love watching Jeffree Star.
I liked his dollar store videos.
They're so entertainment. They're so entertaining. And not that I support James Charles as a person, but his content ideas are like revolutionary. Like he did, remember like the choose your own adventure shows or that you have to pick? He did a pick your own makeup tutorial, and there was 32 different options that you could pick.
Oh my gosh.
Because it was like, okay, full glam, natural glam, intense eyes, colorful eyes, this or that. Like there was 4 different this or that options to pick from. And like that alone is such a revolutionary idea. I don't think I've seen any other YouTuber do a video like that. Like
that probably
that's
crazy.
Was what we were thinking.
Yeah. So like kind of like Bandersnatch inspired, but it's a makeup tutorial. Like that's crazy. But imagine following along with that too, like and you could just go back and like try a new option out each time. Those are the specifics people that I want to shout it out because I definitely follow them avidly. And the people that I mentioned, like obviously you can tell I care a lot about these people. It's crazy. And the only people that like half know I exist are Nikki and Gabby because I've met them in person. Nikki's actually responded to a few of my comments. One of my comments made it into one of their videos too. I was so happy about that.
Didn't you give Camila Cabello a bow?
Yep. I gave her hair bows, and it made it into the Fifth Harmony tour bus video, and I absolutely freaked out. Absolutely freaked out. I had gifted Little Mix a bunch of gifts. Even Nikki, I gave her something. Like, if I'm meeting... And if I knew I was going to run into Gabby, you best believe that I would have had something ready. Like, I'm just that person. Like, I love them so much.
It's like you're repaying them for being there for you, even though they don't
Yes.
know.
Yes. And when I gave... Nikki a gift too. I actually wrote a letter for Gabby in there. But it's the fact that I wanted to just like give back to you because you're my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually I did give Gabby a gift.
You're my friend. Yeah, watch it.
Sorry. I did give Gabby a gift. She had a meet and greet for her show, Blood Queens, and I literally gifted her and her friends a bottle of wine that they drank later that night. She was like, stop it, that's so sweet of you. And I was like, I think I'm the only one over 21 here. Like, please. Please go get lit after this. That's why I said I'm literally the definition of being on the non-receiving side of a parasocial relationship. Like, I'm the extreme. You guys are the middle.
And not to bring it back to Harry Styles, but I have 2 things.
For you that are listening, Julia just pulled out 2 Harry Styles books out of her bag.
Like my mom still gives me these things. Like, this is how you know. Honestly, it's bad that I'm receiving these. However, the people that are writing these, again, and this is from a fan. Like, no, when you read this, because I was looking at this the other day. I just got this literally 2 days ago. Because my mom sees these things, she's like, gotta get for Julia. Like, who's writing these things? I don't understand. Jeez, Mom. His precious mom, Anne, was the one who submitted it. I can't speak. This is embarrassing. Good night.
Watermelon Sugar got the internet feeling hot and heavy. Oh my god.
Like, who is this girl making money off this? I mean, good for you.
Apples? What is this next one?
Where was it? This has to be a loss, right? You make this and it gets published, but are you making money off of it?
I don't know.
And how are they not getting sued by Harry?
I don't know, because all these pictures are definitely stolen. I'm not. I'm sorry. I won't tell anyone.
What's crazy though is my family does the same thing. Harry Styles is on a magazine. Oh, gotta get that for Janina. She'll love it. I have like 5 of them.
So
now that we've set the scene.
Oh, we've set the scene.
We've set this scene. Everyone's like, okay, Janina's the crazy one.
So I was thinking about what it is about people's content that we feel drawn to, and the first thing I thought of was that we have access to these people 24/7, so we could watch their content whenever we need to and whenever their content would serve us best. So we feel like they understand us or they know what we're going through, even though we could be listening to a podcast episode from a year ago or a vlog from 5 years ago.
That's a good point.
That is true. And if it's like from 5 years ago, they might not even be that person anymore.
Exactly.
But I mean, to that point too, like, as people grow up on the internet and change, like, some people feel like disconnected from them in that regard. So it's like, okay, like, sometimes in real life you grow apart from people, and that's okay too. Like, just unfollow.
Next. Whether we like it or not, the content we consume has an effect on how our personalities form over time. Also, fashion choices, lifestyle choices, everything that we consume has an impact on our life. And personally, I'm happy that my identity was formed as a reflection of who I was watching, because I was very selective in the people that I kept up with, and I feel like these were only people that would benefit me.
Okay.
Do you guys feel like your personalities were formed by those that you watched growing up?
100%. Because Slay came from the makeup community that took it from the drag community. Or not took it, but like...
borrowed.
Yeah.
Implemented.
Yeah, and then from there it became mainstream, because I was saying Slay all the way back in high school. And now it's like, I'm still on for Slay. It's like, girl, Slay is a part of who I am.
Slay is older than you.
Yeah, Slay is a part of who I am. Like, I'm part of the reason why Slay is still thriving in mainstream today. You're welcome. You wouldn't know Slay if it wasn't for me. But hard agree. I don't know. Like especially like my beauty people, I feel like they impacted my personality more so. And honestly, like, just look at my makeup taste. It just screams 2016 makeup.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they can't relate, but this week, if you're following the TikTok and Instagram, you'll see.
Follow the TikTok.
Yes, when you follow, you'll see me posting this weekend in full 2016 glam. Okay, I'm gonna serve.
Finally.
But I definitely got a lot of my fashion. I mean, I'm not so much now, but in middle school I was watching Amanda Steele, and a lot of my fashion choices came from her. And it was interesting because she grew up in California and us in New Jersey. It's like different environments, so like that fashion wasn't really
applicable
here, but we felt like it was normal, or like
it did feel normal because that's all we were seeing.
That's all we watched online.
Yeah. That's all we were actively consuming.
Yeah.
So to that, it felt normal to us, even though it wasn't normal to our area at all. And people, like, we were different. Yeah.
Back on the YouTube with the beauty part, I remember, like, always trying different eyeshadow things. Not that I was really wearing it out, but just like now that I don't watch those videos, I'm not doing it as often. So definitely.
And kind of going back to beauty too. Back in the day, like all their content was just beauty, and like every now and again, like you would get a glimpse of their personal life if they were talking about it. But now, like, Laura has switched to more of, like, a lifestyle kind of channel. She's got her niece on there a lot. She does a lot of fashion videos. She does a lot of vlogs and, like, shop with me. And, like, that's, like, a whole... Like, I feel like we've reached a whole new level of friendship. And, like, that's crazy. Like, I keep saying friends, but, like, that's generally what they feel like. Especially since, like, you have to think about it. I've been following these people for, like, 8 years now.
Yeah.
Like, how could they not feel like a friend?
Okay, now this is just bringing me back to another thing I've seen. They were talking about the comparison of rom-coms back in the early 2000s compared to now, because they were saying that when you watch a movie, let's say 13 Going on 30, love that movie, you get the chemistry from the characters through the movie, but you weren't seeing that outside. Whereas now they have to market these movies. You see the celebrities out and about in the city or on a date, like the Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell. People are like speculating they're dating in real life just because they have to do that. Because the people want it. Like, they want to see every little bit of these people's lives.
Can we talk about the couple YouTubes that used to go on? Do you remember Savannah Montanaro?
Yeah.
I remember you talking about them because I always get it confused with the other one that broke up.
Savannah and Jared. This couple,
Yep.
I'll put some pictures up. This couple carried YouTube, and they had, like, an army of supporters, and when they broke up, it was like the world was ending. Yeah.
The YouTube world generally ended for a little bit when they broke up.
Because
I remember that. I wasn't even in that niche of YouTube, and I heard about it.
They're so young.
This couple was, like, I loved watching it. They would just vlog going to, like, the movie theaters or, like, the mall or hanging out at the house.
It's like when Keen Lolly and
Andrea Russell
broke up. It was, like, shook to the core.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. We didn't even talk about O2L, Gen X10, JC, and Kian and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
The Janoskians.
Oh, I remember them.
No, oh my god. Crazy.
Before we switch to your next bullet, I definitely... And how much of that... Because they know that that's what we're looking for, especially if it's, like, for movie promo. Mm-hmm. How much of that is just them leaning into it and doing it as a PR stunt?
Literally.
Because I will argue that the Harry Styles-Olivia Wilde relationship was definitely a PR stunt.
That was fake.
For Don't Worry, Darling.
A lot of people are saying Taylor and Travis are a PR stunt.
What?
To get viewers both of the Super Bowl, because now there's a huge women audience that tuned in now, and they conveniently went to the Super Bowl, and for Taylor's tour. I mean, Taylor's tour has been fine on its own. I'm not a Taylor hater. Don't come for me. But it is an interesting relationship that they became so public right at the time of
and so serious so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Because do you guys remember when she was seeing Maddie Healy? Wasn't that just over the summer? Mm-hmm. I was thinking about how quick of a transition that was.
Yeah.
She was public with him. Who knows what the deal was? People just said it was a little hookup. Yeah, and then boom, Travis Kelce. Interesting theory, but they look
cute. I love them together. I do.
The chemistry, I feel like you can kind of fake it in some ways.
He's like the only non-musician that she's dated. I feel like she's gotta be like looking for something else, like looking for the real deal.
I think Taylor Swift has like mastered parasocial relationships and making people like feel connected to her.
Someone has to study 100%.
that. Like, she's the queen of this.
Literally 100%. And I saw a TikTok the other day. I mean, this person probably got ripped apart in the comments. But they were like,
Swiftie Nation is crazy.
They were like, there's no ethical billionaire. Please stop kissing Taylor Swift's butt. Like, she literally took her private jet for a 28-mile trip.
Yeah,
like,
and
that's
then
crazy.
sent that kid a cease and desist for publicizing it.
Like, that's insufferable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to do that.
No.
And everyone was getting mad at Kylie for doing it, but now when it's Taylor, she has to be like...
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's for
one... In my hair. I was like, I thought I lost that out, like, literally hours ago.
Keep that same energy. What you hold one celeb standard to, like, do it to the other one.
Yeah.
Just because she's Taylor Swift, don't kiss her butt. Be like, girl, take an Uber in XL. You know you can afford it. Okay? Our planet can't afford you taking the private jet for 28 miles every day when you feel like it. Not that I know that she does that. Please do not quote me on that.
The Swifties cancel our podcast.
I know, literally.
No, but, like, first of all, they'd have to watch. But, like, she's mastered it. So many people care about her. She's America's pop princess sweetheart all in one.
And
It's
Travis
crazy.
Kelce is that for men.
Mm-hmm.
So, Suspicious. Back to parasocial relationships. The idea of do you mind that they don't know who you are? Me personally, I think that sometimes you want a friend, we keep calling them friends, that doesn't require any effort from you.
Ooh. Ooh.
So I personally don't mind that these people don't know who I am, and I feel like they're my friend, and I can just enjoy what they're giving to me without me having to give anything back.
Agree, but then sometimes I'll have moments where I want to be your friend. I want to hang out.
Yeah.
Like, I see their videos, and then I think to myself, oh wow, I actually wish I could hang out with this person.
But I think that's kind of a benefit of seeing that, because then you know these traits that this person has, and you're like, I can seek someone out like that in real life now.
Okay.
Now I know that that's someone that I would want to spend time with.
True.
Because maybe they're like super hyper and all your friends are calm, and you're like, oh, maybe you never thought you'd want a hyper friend. You're like, oh, now that I like this person, maybe I would like a hyper friend.
Okay.
I feel like the way we're sitting on the couch, like, is a scale. Because you're like, not, and you're in the middle, and I'm like, yes, I absolutely want these people to know who I am. Are you kidding me? Did we not hear earlier how I said I would spam Camila Cabello up to like 200 times? Come on now. And you best believe I was doing that for everybody else.
But that was, you were younger, you've grown since,
would you
right?
do that now?
I'm just not on Twitter.
But would you do that now?
But do you like idolize people? I mean, hairstyles, don't mention hairstyles, but like, do you idolize other new influencers or new pop stars with that same energy that you did when you were younger?
Well,
No, but there hasn't been anyone else to capture.
Paul Mescal,
Who's that?
Irish actor, King. Like me calling King, like I needed to back it up a few steps. That's the issue here.
I don't know.
He's just a guy.
I don't know this man.
Like, I don't know.
Because you're just a man.
I've kind of come to the sad conclusion that Harry Styles will actually probably not ever know I exist. And that takes a lot for me to admit, okay? And key word there is he will probably not ever know I exist. So there's two double negatives. So I'm still delulu in denial.
Oh boy, Janina.
He's never gonna be this one out.
I can't say that Camila Cabello technically doesn't know I exist because I met her. Does she remember me? I don't know, but in my heart, I met her. So in my mind, she does remember me.
I don't know if it's an anxiety thing, but I would rather not meet my idols.
But it was like at a meet and greet.
You shouldn't meet your
Yeah.
It was at a meet and greet, though.
I know,
so
but like Harry Styles, like imagine you just walked in, I'd be like, what are you doing here? Leave, actually.
I'd faint.
I don't know what I would do in that situation.
I'd actually pass out.
There's no celebrity, really, that I would want to meet like that.
I don't know what I'd say. I
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you
don't really have a shared interest. There's not like a friendship that's gonna bud there.
Yeah, and no matter what, I feel like they're just gonna think lesser of me because they're like, oh, it's just like a crazy
Or they'll
fan.
think that you're using them.
Yeah.
Which I think on the other side of parasocial relationships, I think it could be really hard for these people to make meaningful connections. Because everyone knows you through
whatever it is that you do. Yeah.
What's that dating app that's been popping up that you have to have a subscription for that allows celebrities?
Oh.
Raya?
Yeah.
Or is there a new one?
Yeah, Raya.
So, yeah.
I think that's one you have to be like accepted.
Yeah. You have to be invited and accepted.
Yeah.
And even so, there's people going on there and trolling these people.
Yeah. I think that's really hard. Like, we're not there yet, but you kind of have to feel for these people that you don't know if they're ever going to have a real meaningful relationship because everyone just knows what they put out.
See, but that also, like, being the such super crazy Delulu fan that I am, that also makes me so sad because if that really is how they feel, like, I would love to just be their friend. Like, I know that they would never see me as one.
I know what you mean, because you're like, I would treat you differently.
Yes,
now.
like, I don't want you to ever be sad and to ever feel like that. Like, if that's what you're feeling, I wish you could just flip a camera up and just tell us, but you can't.
Well, it's like in Starstruck, because the one girl is like, I don't really care that you're a celebrity. I don't even like your music. And then they fall in love, but I can be less serious than that.
But I always have this question, it's like when I look at a celebrity that I like, would I still like them if they were just a Joe Schmo walking the store and I saw them?
Yes.
But would you, though?
Harry Styles is absolutely beautiful.
I don't know.
Really, I don't know.
Oh, I've seen him in person front row.
Yeah, but what's he giving to you at that point?
I feel like the appeal comes from the stardom and what they bring, like their music. Harry Styles, if I saw him, I mean, yes, he's very attractive, love him. But so much of it is like, oh my god, I love his music, that energy you get when you go to a concert. It's like all of that combined.
But take it back to when they were the boys on the stairs and they were just having fun.
But they were still they were popular still in that moment.
Not as popular as they are now.
Yeah. Like Matty Healy.
Like,
he's just a guy.
He just looks like a guy, but at the same moment,
Yeah.
oh my god.
see, but okay, to that point, I like he's from the 1975, right? He's the lead singer?
Yeah.
Okay, to that point, I really like their music. I'm a fan of their music. I'm not out here drooling over him
Right.
in the same way that I'm drooling over Harry.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I've watched hours of just Harry Styles' best moments, the interviews, the jokes, the talking about this, the talking about that. That's my friend. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling, like, with how much I was actually spamming these people on Twitter, I was definitely made fun of. Okay, that's not a lie. So I would go home from school, be trying to get these people's attention, would send 100 too many tweets, and so would start chiming in and making fun of me. And so I would get off Twitter and just switch to YouTube and be like, okay, One Direction funny interviews to cheer my mood up. Like, you're my... And I'm getting to know them because, especially back in the day, like, when they were still so young, the interviews were very focused on getting to know them and making them feel like people.
Because they wanted these girls to be connected to them. So then they'd follow them through their whole career.
It worked. Look at me.
It worked, yeah.
But, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like we're, like, a good balance. You're, like, neutral. You're, like, nah. And I'm, like, I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to die on this hill because this is just
I
who I am.
I get it. I do.
Like, I'm speaking for the like-minded girlies.
Yes.
Okay?
I'd like to discuss the benefits and the drawbacks of parasocial relationships. So, the first negative that came to mind with parasocial relationships is the chance that someone out there might rely on these imaginary figures and never go out of their comfort zone to make real human friends and relationships. So, these relationships that you imagine that exist on your laptop are getting in the way of, like, you living your life, and you use this as an excuse to not make real, human, emotionally involved connections with people.
The way that I feel like I'm being personally attacked right now.
No, Gina, Sam, it's okay.
Oh my God.
No, there's definitely a lot of people out there that
Yeah.
are in that predicament. Don't feel attacked.
It was so hard for me to make friends in college. The amount of anxiety that I got when I started college, because I was starting my life over, in a sense, because basically the only person that I actually feel like that I knew in my freshman year class was your brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I had gone to school with him literally from kindergarten, or like literally kindergarten, pre-K till college, but like we weren't even like friends.
Mm-hmm.
We just like knew of each other.
Yeah.
And besides him, my actual brother. And not for nothing, I didn't want to be just clinging on to my brother. Like, I kind of did for a little bit, and I leaned on him and his friends. Especially, like, for that first semester, I feel like I kind of, like, I made my one friend that I still talk to nowadays. But I feel like outside of that, I wasn't really friends with anyone yet. And it was so hard. But I had already been watching YouTube for, my beauty people, at least for 2 years at that point. The lifestyle girlies were like all of high school. And if it was between classes, instead of trying to talk to someone and make a new friend, you best believe I just sat there by myself watching YouTube. It's honestly what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even remember how I made friends. I think I just kind of followed my one friend around. And being that we were all girls in mostly male school, like, we just kind of, like, you find the other girls, and then there's a bunch of good guys that you just gravitate towards you, but, like, it's all platonic and great, so love that. I don't even talk to, like, that group that I had, because they weren't, like, they were just, like, my, at the time, temporary friends, not, like, my actual friends that I went out of my way to go make these connections. And part of that was just because I was relying so much on YouTube. If I didn't find class entertaining, I would just go on YouTube and pop my headphones in and watch. They were, I don't want to say my escape, but, like, that's kind of what it really was, but, like,
it's a safe place.
They were my friends, like, how could I not just turn to you when I'm by myself, like, doing nothing? Come on now.
Yeah.
So I feel like you just put me on blast, so thank you.
No, I didn't mean to do that, guys. I'm just warning everybody.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, we're literally a scale. Julia's neutral, I'm the one extreme, you're the other.
Yes. Since you mentioned that during, like, hard times you would go watch these people, you have to be actively aware to not be a clone of them, because you might be going through a hard time and be like, they act this way, so maybe that's how I have to act to have friends or something. And I think that can be really dangerous if you are relying on this stranger from the internet, because that's really what they are, and you're kind of modeling their behavior. And when I was thinking about this, I remember this episode of American Horror Stories that came out this season, and it was about this girl who was getting bullied in school, so she went to the internet to make friends, to like get into...
Oh my god, I know exactly which episode you're talking about.
Yeah, she went to the internet because she wasn't finding her people in school, and she ended up bonding with this girl who had similar interests with her. They bonded over, celebrities or whatever it was. They had a shared interest, and this relationship quickly became very toxic because the girl she supported to stop being, like, afraid of your life, start living more free, don't worry about what people think, like, your friends at school are limiting you, this, and that, and it quickly became her kind of convincing this girl to do these most dangerous things. Because she was saying, oh, you're not really living your life, though, if you're not having fun. Like, everyone gets chased by the cops once in a while. Like, live your life, YOLO. And it became very, very dangerous for this girl. But because she had no friends in real life, and she felt isolated, this was her one friend online, and it destroyed her, basically.
I had friends online.
Scary.
Looking back, that's actually crazy. But, like...
What platform?
Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah. Because that's...
Took it to kick chats, too. Yeah.
Kind of, because that's when girls online...
Accounts.
Yeah, the Tumblr stuff is so crazy. And how toxic it can get, because I feel like at some points, the whole being depressed thing was almost trending. And I was like 14, 15, seeing
Even
these people online.
I remember being young.
And, like, you see these people, and you start getting involved, you're like, oh my god, like, all these people are interacting with this girl. It's crazy.
And that's emotionally draining.
It is.
Especially
and a child
for
should not be seeing that.
No. Again, a roast at me. Like, I literally had internet friends. There's one in particular that she still lives in my head, like, rent-free. But she was also, like, out of all the people that I had internet friends with, she was, like, my actual internet best friend. Like, but, like, I knew she was a real person, too.
Okay.
Because I followed, like, her personal account. I honestly think I still even follow her to this day.
Wow.
My actual internet friend, okay? Never met her in real life. But we talked about that. Like, we were like, oh my god, like, what if we could? Obviously in a public place, okay? Because I still had, like, half a brain cell.
Yeah.
Okay? It was hanging on by a thread. But it was there. Like, we were both like, how awesome would that be if we could meet and be friends in real life?
What did you bond over?
That, in particular, Big Time Rush.
Okay.
So that shows you how far back that goes.
Yeah.
Because Big Time Rush was even before One Direction for me.
Yeah.
I have been on the internet and have done the extreme end of the parasocial relationship.
You saying this is reminding me of a girl that I still follow. So when I first made my Instagram, you know when there's, like, suggested accounts? I followed this one girl. We've always followed each other through the years. Like, any time that she's made a new account, like, we'll re-follow each other on those accounts. And she's a Harry Styles fan,
Of course.
But, like, during that time period, we were talking about the concerts, this and that. She invited me to her wedding. I did not go because it was states and states away. Obviously, I'm in school. But, like, I received a physical wedding invitation. My mom was like, what's this? I was like, oh my god, yeah, she asked for my address.
Are you going to send her, like, a card or something?
This was years ago.
Oh.
But the other day when we posted the
Wait, so that means she was older than you, too.
Yeah, she's older than me, but she's like your age. She got married very young.
Oh, okay.
When I posted our croffles from our coffee date, like, she swiped up and she was like, oh my god, where's this from? Like, we still keep in touch, kind of. It's just crazy, like, a random-ass person. And, like, I kind of know what her siblings are up to just from, like, her posting them throughout the years.
Yep. I knew that my girl had brothers. We bonded over that because I had two brothers, too. It's insane. I don't know. Or maybe we're proof that girls should not have access to the internet until they're in high school. Like, I don't know. All right, roast me again.
No. Moving to more positive things.
Oh, so those were the only two negatives?
Those were the only two things that really stand out to me about, like, the dangers of parasocial relationships. But there's a lot of benefits. And the first one is it can expand your horizons and, as we mentioned a little bit before, show you that there are people like you out there, especially if you struggle to make friends in your immediate real life. And you can also foster a sense of belonging with these people.
They act as inspiration, too.
Yeah.
Because I will say, like, before Aspen Ovard got married and had all her babies, the way that her and Parker would travel the world was such an inspiration. But I also, like, I feel like I've been to Greece because they posted about it so much way back in the day.
You gotta go for real.
I know. I mean, I obviously have wanted to go forever. I'm a huge Greek mythology fan. I won't mention it, okay? Okay? If you know, you know. Yeah. But, like, part of me feels like I went and, like, lived through her in a sense when all these lifestyle girlies were started to make their money and they would just go to Turks and Caicos and whatnot, or Bora Bora.
Mm-hmm.
Also feel like I've been there with how much they vlogged about it.
Yeah, no, that's so true.
Nikki just went to Hawaii. It felt like I went to Hawaii, like, the amount of, with how much she was posting.
I watched that vlog.
Oh, it's such a fun vlog. Quote unquote. You get to kind of, like, live through them and, like, experience different parts of the world. Or, ooh, okay, this is an interesting one, and, like, kind of a newer person. I'm also not obsessed with her in the way that I am with these other people. Her name is Cecilia, and she lives in the northernmost town. It's Slarfard, I think, and I am obsessed with her content as of lately.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
I don't know who this is.
Oh, I'll send you the videos. They're so relaxing and calming. She literally lives in a cabin in the Arctic Circle. She walks you through polar night and seeing the northern lights, and I love that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we live where we can't see the stars.
Live in Jersey.
Okay, we live in New Jersey, so we can't see the stars.
Us.
Like, I can't even see Orion's belt half the time. It's so sad. Went to Colorado like a month ago now at this point and walked out at night, and my first reaction was, oh my god, you can see the stars. And everyone around me was like, yeah, and I was like, you don't get it. Like, I don't see this, and I love this. Yeah. And, like, it's even better up there because there's, like, absolutely no light. It's just pitch blackness. And on top of the stars, you get to see the northern lights. Who wouldn't want to see that? But, again, like, a positive. That's something I would have never even known about. Honestly, watching her do it, I'm like, I like winter enough. Like, I think I could do this. And she was like, yeah, like, you get used to how cold it is, and, like, from there, like, you either need, like, your thick, like, your puffer jacket or, like, your really thick jacket, and, like, it just is what it is. Like, that's part of living here. You have to be ready for how cold it is. And I was like, I like winter. I could just go up there and be Queen Elsa. Like, come on now.
I couldn't.
That was so cringe. I'm so sorry. That made me think of that because it's like a new part or the earth that I'm discovering, honestly.
That you probably would never have had access to or had an interest to visit had you not seen a video of someone else experiencing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with that. I love watching travel vlogs. There's this one couple, Tim and Finn, and they go everywhere, and their vlogs are like an hour long minimum. And they'll say how to book a ferry, how to, talk to people, how to exchange your currency, everything. Also, Yes Theory, I didn't mention.
What's Yes Theory?
Yes Theory is one of my favorite YouTube channels ever. It's like this team of guys that their whole message is what would happen if you said yes, basically. So they'll go out and be like travel challenges, but they always end up helping people around them. It's really nice. And they go to they have this one recurring theme. They're dropped in a foreign country, one of the members, and they have to survive 24 hours based on the kindness of strangers with no money. Mm-hmm. And they're in Singapore or somewhere that they don't even speak the language, and they just show the goodness of the people in the world. There's good people out there still.
Aww.
Love their videos. Anyway, the other benefit that I found with parasocial relationships is how non-committal they are, in the sense that you could turn it off when you want, turn it on when you want, find a video when you're in a certain mood, find a different one when you're in a complete opposite mood, and the creator doesn't know or care that you aren't in the mood to watch them. So it goes both ways, that it's non-committal, that there's no feelings being hurt. It's just for your added benefit only.
I like that, but I don't necessarily do that in terms of content, because I'll just watch it as they put it out, in a sense of I'm keeping up with them. That's our weekly FaceTime call or whatever. But for music, that's where you get me.
Yes.
Because if I'm sad, I listen to happy songs. If I'm sad, best believe I'm crying my heart out to Fallen. Come on now. Or Ghost in my Ariana Grande. Oh, what a heartbreaking song. Alec thinks I'm crazy for listening to sad songs, especially when I'm already sad. But I'm
sometimes
first of all,
you have to.
But also, sad songs, their voices, their vocals are genuinely so beautiful. 9 times out of 10 in those songs. Way more than whatever you're getting in the pop hit version that is clearly just for the radio. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So, call me crazy, but it's what I do. Any of the people that I mentioned throughout this episode, if you're watching and you need a new friend, hi, hello, my name's Janina. I'm more than happy to be your friend.
If you're so lonely in that rich and famous world of yours, you need nobody.
Exactly. If you need a basic nobody that will listen to you and be your friend on the low, I'll sign an NDA. I'll never talk about it. I'll be your friend. That's it. Done deal. Emma, you're going to be our second guest.
Third, technically.
Maybe third. Yeah. But there's room for you. We're saving the seat because we love you. Literally the definition of I'm the definition of a parasocial relationship.
Thanks for listening to another week of our podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Let us know if there's any topics that you want us to talk about, share a personal experience with. We thought this was going to be an advice episode, but it became a diary instead.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I feel like I put myself on blast here and exposed myself. But I don't know. I definitely got very real.
Yeah.
So if you found anything relatable, also write in. Because yours is anonymous and we can just react to it
love to hear
and
that.
share how we relate back to you specifically. But
Also, if you had any secret fan account, please send in what the account was for.
yes, did you have internet friends? Like,
Yeah.
let's get into it.
Would Billie Eilish have a potato chip account or something?
Lauren has an onion ring account.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Hey,
That's funny.
submit what you have, please.
Yeah.
Mhm. We'd love to
Sky
hear
Jackson
from you.
had that secret account, remember that?
No.
The
We're
Kardashians
exposed
have
to her
secret
mom.
accounts, I
They
think.
do?
I think.
Too.
I get rid of like all those accounts and I'm like, what if I'm gonna be thinking, what if I'm getting rid of the celebrity that's following me? And I
You're
just
like,
don't
let me
even
get my
know.
daily dose of
It's not so-
Janina.
Just call this episode
She's
Parasocial
delusion.
Relationships Janina's Delulu. That's the takeaway.
Oh my gosh.
I just exposed how Delulu I am. So, okay, sorry about that. We'll see you next time, neighbor. I'm the Delulu one.
Julia's middle ground here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm
You're like the please don't be in a
calm.
parasocial relationship.
voice of reason.
Yeah.
Okay, bye, neighbor.
Bye.
Deuces.
See you next week.